My name's Josh Stone, and I have the distinction of inventing the Spock, which was a pretty revolutionary move to the whole freestyle kind of discipline, and the progression started the progression of the freestyle discipline. And so being proud of that move, I must admit that I invented it completely by mistake. One day I was in Gran Canaria, and I just learned Vulcans in Lago di Garda at a contest. So I went to Gran Canaria and I was doing Vulcans with 3.7s, and I thought, oh my gosh, I can do Vulcans off the lip. And I thought, oh, that would be really cool. So I started trying to go for them, and I kept over rotating and slamming, you know. And then one time, I guess after like 3 days of trying them, I come in, I do a Vulcan, I land, and I just start sliding, and I'm just going super fast backwards. And this back was when Vulcans that didn't happen. So I was sliding really fast backwards, and all of a sudden, whoop, spun around 360. And I remember Kevin Pritchard was standing on the beach, and he's like, what the? Ah! Like everybody's like, oh my God. Back then was a pretty easy crowd. And then the Spock was so new for everybody because the first time anybody did a planing slide in their straps 360. So that's what made it so unique. And it kind of set off that whole realm of basically all of our sliding moves now are kind of based off the Spock. So it was a real important building block. But I'm sure somebody else, if I didn't get it first, somebody would have got it because it's just the natural transition, which is why I unfortunately named it Spock, because I was making a joke about the Vulcan, you know, live long and prosper kind of shit. I'll never live that one down. So that's how I invented it. And then it became a super critical move for winning the world titles. I went immediately to Fuerteventura. I broke my foot, and then I had Robbie Nash, three heats straight in 3 rounds, and got him every time with the Spock at the end of the heat with the broken foot. So that's how important the move was, you know. And it just kind of progressed from there. And then once Webb Pedrick came up with the 540s, and my brother came up with the one-handeds, and it just kept rolling and rolling. And then Ricardo and all the kids and Swifty came around and just all of a sudden turned it into a whole different ball game. But for a little while, the Spock was the shit. Nowadays, everybody and their dog seems to be able to do a Spock, and it's not a really super difficult move. It's all a matter of balance and feeling, you know. The first thing you want to do is you want to really trust yourself and get a lot of speed, because the faster you go, the easier it is to spin. And the reason is when you do a Vulcan full speed and you come off the wind, you know, if you go into the wind on a Vulcan, you get high, but you also stop. You kill your speed. You drop down and boop, and you're not moving anymore. So you have to come off the wind on the Vulcan, pop it, get around, and you don't want to over rotate, so you only want to go about 120 around, 120 degrees, and you really got to focus on pushing the toes, because the trick to a Spock is getting that slide, and you have to have the speed to get the slide, and you have to come downwind. So if you don't have speed, you can't get up. So once you're sliding and you're on your toes, sliding backwards, all you have to do is push the sail, and as long as you're sliding quickly and enough speed off the wind, then you'll be able to spin. Now, if you're going downwind and it's windy and you don't have enough speed, what's going to happen is when you push a sail, you're just going to get backwinded straight down. That's why it's very important to have the speed. So after you go downwind, get your Vulcan going, sliding, push the sail, spin around 360. And it's pretty basic. And the best way to learn it is to just watch people who can do it well.
Don't worry, it's a clean sock, okay?
Yeah, okay. No, oh, thanks, dude.
So if you keep it like, I would say around here.
That is so funny that you guys figured that out.
Sugar.
Josh Stone, and this is...
My name's Harley Stone. I'm 12 years old, and I have been windsurfing for a year now.
And we are both very excited to be back here in Waddell. This is Harley's first competition ever, and he's extremely excited, and I haven't competed for 4 years, so I think I'm just as excited as he is to get going. And I think it's a wonderful thing that there's competition back here on the West Coast. Mainly, I think it's very important for the young up-and-comers to have a venue to show off their talents. And it's been years and years since these U.S. guys, a lot of these U.S. guys have had that ability and venue to really show what they've got. And some of these kids here are just phenomenal sailors. And when you get to see them in a competitive venue, they actually get to prove themselves. So I think I'm one of the sucker old dinosaur guys out here that they can claim a beat on. They better not lose. But I think it's a fantastic thing to have these events back here, and I'm really amazed at what the organizers have done, setting up a whole U.S. tour, and it's gonna propel some of these younger talents into the limelight where they deserve to be. So it's very important, and we're excited to be here.
Are you intending on hitting all 5 events, or are specific ones?
No, we're gonna try to do all 5, huh, Harley?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna see how it goes here, and if old Dad doesn't get his ass kicked too hard, we'll check out the other events. I don't want to embarrass myself. But yeah, and I think for Harley too, this is just purely a learning experience, and being 12 and the youngest, he has a great chance to really see like the older seasoned competitors, you know, have been touring for 20 years plus, and then the young hot rippers, and see how the two separate groups compete. It's a really great opportunity for the very young guys. So we'll do the whole tour, mainly because I think Harley would like to get that experience.
Are there any other former or current PWA, PBA guys that are touring with their kids?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. You're the first one. You know, he grew up on tour. I mean, he was 3 months old. He was in Venezuela, and from that point on, he toured everywhere with Amy and I. So he's a child of the tour, and I think he's the first one to actually start doing events, you know, from that generation. Windsurfing's just not old enough yet for that. I guess it is. I guess it's starting now. So Harley's kind of the first tour pros kids tour start.
All right.
Good for you, Harley.
And now it's an opportunity for product placement. Who are you touring for or with? Who's your sponsors?
Who's your sponsor?
Well, right now we're touring with Francisco Goya.
Yeah.
Going for, of course, Goya sails.
Uh-huh.
And Goya boards.
Goya
right?
boards, of course.
Uncle Fran, and you got stuff from Maui Fin Company.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, and also don't forget that numero uno sponsor, Dad.
That's my favorite.
Dad is a great sponsor.
All right. You want to say anything back to your friends back in Maui?
Suckers.
All right.